Hello, this is the Wonderful Manatee. Back at it again with another one of the tier list videos. This is my second attempt making this video because I forgot like four Mandalorians that were very crucial to this tier list. So here we are with the second recording. Obviously this will be the only recording you see, because the other one does not matter. So here we have a Mandalorian tier list with how cool the Mandalorians are, from not cool, okay, cool, super cool, and awesome on the tier list. Alright, so let's get into this real quick with our first one, Ursa Wren. So Ursa Wren, I really like her first phase of armor with the blue night owl stuff. I don't like her yellow armor though, and she wasn't really I guess she was cool a little bit, but I didn't watch like all the stuff she was in, so I don't have much to say except I guess I would just put an okay. Okay, next up we have Axe Woves. Axe Woves was one of the night owls with Sabine Wren, and he boarded one of the Imperial cruisers with Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves, with also alongside Din Djarin, and was not in the finale of The Mandalorian. I don't know why. Maybe because they wanted to have that girl power moment, or there's actual real lore behind it. But I don't actually know why. I don't think anyone really does, but so I guess I'll just put him in cool. I like his armor though. Okay, next up, okay. He may not be a Mandalorian, but he just looks so good in Boba's armor. I had to put him here because he just looks so cool. So, we have Cobb Vance. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. Well, maybe. Since there's not too many people watching my video, so I guess I'll be fine. We have Cobb Vance, obviously. See how cool he looks? He doesn't wear it better than original Boba, but he wears it better than Boba now in the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, nothing wrong with Temuera Morrison. I love him. He's super good as Django and Boba. It's just that it doesn't really fit since this is only 5 years later, and Boba's just a little more round. And 5 years earlier, he's perfectly thin and healthy. And living in Tatooine, you probably lose a lot of weight and whatnot because there's not water is scarce and not way too much to eat. So, I mean, no bad mouthing for size or whatever. I still love Temuera Morrison. He's doing an awesome job. But he just wears the armor a little bit better than Temuera, in my opinion. And I actually like his character. And with the newest Book of Boba episode today, wow. That was incredible. There was a really good episode, and the parts with Cobb Vance in it were awesome. I'm going to put him in super cool. He's just a good character, and I think he's awesome. What else is there to say? We have Boba Fett, the legend himself. I can't put him anywhere else than awesome. This guy is so BA. This guy is the best of the best. He's better than Mando in my opinion. And he's just the best of the Mandalorians. He may not be a Mandalorian, but he's just as Mandalorian as Mando, because Mando is a foundling, and so is Django, and Boba is a clone of Django, so that kind of makes him just as Mandalorian. So, and the Legends of Boba Fett is so awesome, and the content that we have of him now is, it's so cool. I really can't put him anywhere else than awesome. Alright, next up we have Gar Saxon. So I don't know too much about this guy. I know he's in Rebels and he's in Clone Wars, but I only watched the stuff he was in Clone Wars. His armor is so sick, and the yellow visor and whatnot is absolutely sick. And there's not too much content on him, but he is really cool from what we've seen. And in Rebels, he was some kind of viceroy, something like that for the Empire. So I'm gonna put him in super cool. Next up, we have Prey Vizwa. Prey Vizwa is so cool. His armor is awesome. He's so cool and super cool. I'm saying cool way too much. I even am in the tier list. So his little flamethrower thing is so cool, and he's just so awesome. I can't put it in any other way. I'm putting him in super cool. And the duel he had with Darth Maul, he actually stood like a really good chance despite not being a Force user, and he still put up like an amazing fight. So I'm putting him in super cool. Next up, we have the man himself, Mando, or Din Djarin. Din Djarin is so cool. He's so sick. He has all these little gadgets that I love. He trolled that little thief trying to steal his jetpack by just dropping him and taking him on a joyride with the jetpack. That was so funny. And both seasons of The Mandalorian are awesome, and from what he's been in the Book of Boba, he outshined the entire series, which, I mean, good for Mando. That just adds a lot more cool content to him, but it's kind of weird that the only moments that Mando has in the Book of Boba series is outshining Boba himself, and just, I don't know, it's just, it kind of feels unfair to Boba because it's his show, and Mando's kind of stealing the show, literally. But, well, that's just how I feel, but otherwise than that, Mando is so cool, and he's one of the sickest Mandos out there. Alright, next up we have Sabine Wren. Sabine Wren, I don't know way too much about, but I do know that she is really artistic. She has some pretty cool armor, and that's basically it. And I know that she, never mind with that. I forgot what I was gonna say. But she's alright, I guess. I don't know way too much about her, so it may not be my place to say anything, but from what I've seen, I'm just gonna put her in cool. Next up, we have Django. Django is so sick. He's the template of the clones. He was good friends with Count Dooku and actually knew his real name, Lord Tyrannus, and he was a formidable fighter trained by Jaster Muriel. Oh crap, I forgot to put him on this list. Jaster Muriel is going in super cool because he's super cool. And he's a journeyman protector and all that good stuff. So back with Django. Django is just one of the sickest guys out there. His armor is so cool, and he is super skilled. He trained Boba, and in Legends, this guy is so cool and so sick. I'm really beating a dead horse by saying this, but I think it's true. He's just really sick. Alright, next up we have Cal Skirata. Cal Skirata was in the Quavel Dar, which trained the clone commandos and trained them into the clone commandos that they were today. And Cal Skirata was in one of those things. And he trained Delta Squad, which is one of the most formidable and well-known commando squads in Star Wars. So, definitely props to him. This guy is super cool. So I'm just gonna put him in super cool. I don't know way too much about him, but I do know that he was in the Quavel Dar and he trained Delta Squad, and he kind of made like this outpost for clone commandos after the Empire, this is completely in Legends. That was for clone commanders that retired after the Empire, and so that they would be away from the Empire and they could be in their own little thing. I may be saying that wrong, but that's what I remember right now. And I learned about that a little bit ago, so that's all just what's on my mind at the moment. Alright, here we have Casca Reeves. Casca Reeves, she was cool. I like her armor. It was simple but cool. I don't like that she tried to pick a fight with Boba and she lost. I'm not gonna lie, she did lose. She totally got beat by Boba. Boba won that fight 100%, and she did a good job fighting and taking over Moff Gideon's cruiser. She was really cool, and I can't say anything else, but I'm gonna put her in cool. Next up we have Paz Vizwa. Paz Vizwa, he's cool. His armor is cool, but very chunky, I might say. His blaster is awesome, and his jetpack looks cool and unique. But it's just his personality. It's his personality. He feels owed. He feels so entitled to the Darksaber, and he just feels entitled, and he's kind of a bully to Din Djarin, and he's just kind of lame. I'm just gonna put him in cool because there's not much anything else to say about him than his gear, and personality counts a lot. I'll stick him in okay. Bo-Katan is so cool. I love her armor. Her helmet looks so cool. I love it with the contrast of the white and blue. Bo-Katan has had a lot of cool stuff. She served with Death Watch and was one of the leaders. She was kind of second in command, and she led a revolt against Darth Maul and his Mandalorian traitors to overthrow them and take back Mandalore, which is super cool, and fought alongside the clones, which is awesome. But other than that, her beef with Mando is unreasonable, and she did rule Mandalore, but gave up the Darksaber, or whatever, something like that, and kind of messed up with that, and now she wants the Darksaber back from Moff Gideon, but Mando has it right now. I'll stick her in super cool. Alright, next up we have Tar Vizwa. Tar Vizwa, I don't know a lot about him either, but, well, that's not to say that you, the viewer, don't know much about him, but I don't know much about him, and neither do a lot of people, but I do know that he was the first Mandalorian Jedi, and that's super cool. I think that's awesome. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot at all about him, and he did create the Darksaber, which is one of the coolest things I've seen. That's straight up awesome, but I'll put him in cool, just because I don't know much at all about him, and that kind of suffered from his ranking. So I just had to stick him in cool. The armor, I don't know. She's okay. Her little hammer thing is super cool. Other than that, it's just not very cool. I mean, she's one of the 2 survivors, which is great, but there's just not all that much to talk about, and her whole culty vibe, and, super intense, religious belief, and, the way or whatever, it's kind of weird. She gives off a creepy vibe to me, personally. I don't know about y'all, but to me, it does. So, I'm just gonna chuck her in okay. And for this dude down here, this lonely dude, Tristan Wren? Tristan Wren, something like that. I don't know much about this guy at all. I just had to stick him here because I was trying to find any Mandalorians I could, and he plays a somewhat important part, I guess, in the Rebels, but I have not seen that part, so. And he kind of looks like a loser, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I am too, so, loser gang, but. He just, I don't know much about him at all. I don't know, like, anything other than his armor, which looks decent. I mean, I guess not cool. Basically because I literally know nothing about him but his name, which I don't even know. Tristan Wren, I'm pretty sure. I'm not even confident, I'm just pretty sure. I basically know nothing about him other than his name and that he's related to Sabine, so he's gonna suffer from that, and I'll have to put him in not cool. Alright, so there's my Mandalorian coolness tier list. I hope you enjoyed this video despite me putting Cobb Vance in here and putting him on super cool, even though that's my opinion. My opinion, not a fact, my opinion. If you enjoyed this tier list, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this video and many others. Make sure to drop a comment below and tell me if you agreed with this, if this tier list, or if you didn't. Thank you for watching. This is the Wonderful Manatee. Goodbye.